she is crazy. I could not be her girlfriend, her boyfriend. You know what I'm
you
saying?
definitely couldn't be her girlfriend.
No, I could not. Well, it is 2024. So if I decided to do that, it would be acceptable.
True. I have an uncle that told me one time, never stick your dick in crazy.
100%. I've heard this from you before. I just had to say it because it's been bothering me.
No worries, dude. Sometimes you got to just air it out.
Got to vent it.
I think we should get into the bonus episode because I do have a flight to catch.
Let me crawl under my sweater first. I'm going to be very uncomfortable for this episode. Let's make it happen.
Welcome back to the Joe and Zach podcast. It is a bonus episode. How about that, Zachy?
It is an exciting bonus episode. I am super pumped to be talking about this.
Yeah, and guess what the bonus episode is about, people? It is pizza. Yeah.
Pizza time, turtle power, cowabunga. Let's go.
I love it. So basically, Zach and I have bonded since day one that we met about pizza. So we decided to throw in this little bonus episode about pizza, our love for pizza and why it's so great.
It's really true. Joe and I have a long-standing history surrounded by pizza, so it was destiny to be talking about this.
Zach, I don't even think we've mentioned to people yet, although some people probably do know this, maybe by Googling us or they already know us as actors, but we're on different coasts now. I live on the West Coast, Zach's on the East Coast. We met in New York City, and that's where my love for pizza grew over a course of a little over 10 years, and Zach's lived there his whole life.
Very true. Joe and I are bi-coastal podcasters, and one of the things that Joe has missed since moving to LA is really good pizza. So whenever I find some good pizza spots that I see like on Instagram in California, I definitely send it his way. And I think you've gone to some of those places, right?
Oh, I've gone to many of the ones. Zach sends me some great ideas. I mean, in general, I love pizza, so I always try to go to the best places. LA has some good ones, but you got to find them. They're hidden gems. And Zach seems to always find these amazing places on Instagram. So I throw them on my Google Maps. I star them. I put them in my want to go saved folder, saved list, if you will. And I go to them when I can. The ones Zach recommends never disappoint.
Thank you, sir. I'm doing the Lord's work. Good pizza must be had and eaten and shared and talked about.
But in general, Zach, is pizza not life? Could you imagine not being able to have cheese? Could you imagine if you were allergic to some of the ingredients of pizza? That would be absolutely horrendous.
I definitely feel bad for people who can't have cheese because, lactose intolerant. I think pizza is such a joyful item. It's a celebration of life. It's a love language. People who just go out and enjoy some pizza, it just levels the playing field and it simplifies your life. It's just like, you know what? Whatever's going on, whatever's happening, let's just relax and have some freaking pizza, man. Yeah. You're 7 years old again and you're just chilling, and it really brings some peace of mind sometimes.
Yeah, and I'll set a little metaphor for it, or maybe just I'll paint a little picture. If you think about it along those same lines, at the end of the night, a lot of people go and get pizza, like after going to the bar, going to karaoke, going to a show, having just a fun night with friends, having a game night, whatever, you'll go to the pizza place and get pizza. And to coincide with what you were saying, I love how no matter how the night went, maybe you had a fight, maybe you were upset, maybe you just didn't have the greatest night of your life, maybe you did have a phenomenal night. Everyone, when they get to the pizza place, has just little kind of endorphin hit where they're getting a little bit more positive, a little happier because they're about to get this pizza, right? It just brings a smile to everyone's face, no matter where they came from. Everyone has this universal, we're here to get pizza.
That's really what's so great about it as a universal love language. It's because it's the ultimate comfort food. It's like, all right, you know what, work's done or rough week or whatever. Let's get some comfort. The biological science of it is definitely in the brain. It's a matter of nostalgia. And in the bloodstream, it's a matter of that sugar and that carb, but it's also the taste. Assault on the taste buds. And if you're getting some really good pizza, good ingredients, quality made, good baked cheese and a good sauce, you just can't go wrong, man. It's like a perfect go-to. Of course, in moderation. Don't get drunk and eat a whole pie. We don't recommend that.
Not necessarily, yeah. Not that I haven't done it. I actually have, but...
I have too. Only once. I've only done it one time, I swear. Just once.
That's in a particular binge when you're super hungry. Actually, I was in high school and they used to have this little Caesars by me. I think it was like $5 pizzas on Wednesdays or something. I don't remember exactly. But we would go, me and some of my other buddies from the sports team, we would go and we'd all just eat a whole pie.
Yeah.
We didn't always eat the whole pie, but we would try. But they're obviously way smaller. One thing I have to say, though, Zach, when it comes to pizza is when people say they actually don't like pizza, a little hot take, I don't actually believe them.
Yeah. There's a difference between people who genuinely can't have pizza because of like allergies.
Oh, yeah, that's totally different.
But then there's people that just, no, I don't eat pizza because I'm very carb conscious, or they say they just don't enjoy pizza because I also think maybe they're kind of elitist about it. I don't know what's going on with those people who say they don't enjoy it.
My thing is when someone says they actually don't like it, I think they've
Shit.
either not had good pizza.
Hey, Joe?
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry, I had a tech issue. Fucking Siri opened up on my Mac and took over the mic and was recording.
No, you're good. I don't think we have to worry about it.
Did you get it? Did you hear it?
There was never one time where I didn't hear anything.
All right, so it was recording, so that's good.
I don't think it affected anything. It'll be fine, dude. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
I don't really know what's going on with those people who say they don't like pizza.
Yeah, my thing is it's one thing to not want to eat a lot of it on a regular basis. I try not to as well because I do realize that it's not the most healthy thing in my life. Although I will say when I lived in New York City, I probably had about 6-7 slices every week for the over 10 years I lived there. So, but the pizza's so good in New York, you just can't not.
That's true. There's so much great pizza in New York. And I think if you're having 6 or 7 slices throughout a week, it's probably not that bad. I remember seeing an article that said pizza is probably better for breakfast than a bowl of cereal. And that's because of all the processed sugar and junk that's in the cereal. And I would almost agree with that. Pizza in moderation is okay. It's definitely okay. Everything in moderation.
Yeah, so people that are like, yeah, I just don't eat a lot of pizza, totally get it. It's the people that say they don't like it are the ones I think they've either just never had good pizza or they're just lying to me. Now, people that have the allergy or can't eat it, I just feel bad for them because that stinks. It's such a good thing in life. And I know some people that actually have an allergy to some of the ingredients in pizza, and because it's so good, they actually just do it anyway sometimes. And hats off to them. I respect it. I respect
hats off to them. I know people who take a lactose pill. They're like, screw it. I'm having this pizza. I don't care how bad it's going to make me feel. I love it that much. It sucks that they have to go through that. I definitely give them credit. They acknowledge that some pizza is just really, really great. Quick fun fact. One of my first jobs as a kid was in a pizzeria. It's called Connie's Pizza in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. I started out as a dishwasher. I must have been like 15 years old. Eventually, I moved to the counter. I never made pizza, but I served slices at the counter. Eventually, I became a delivery guy. That job sucked. And my father would always say, delivery guy's not good because all the money you're making, you have to put in for repairs for your car and for gas and all that. I remember that.
He definitely has a point.
He does have a point. He does have a point. Yeah.
Dude, but the tips can help depending on if you're getting tipped, right?
Yeah. Then again, this was the mid-90s, so I probably wasn't making that much money.
Dude, so Mallory's first job ever was at a pizza place.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys have that in common.
That's great.
Let's move over, though, since we're doing hot takes. I do want to remind people that between Zach and I, we've probably been to close to about 500 pizza places just in the New York metropolitan area.
Most likely over a given time, yeah.
We are actually, I would say, experts at pizza.
Most likely. Dude, we have to talk about Dave Portnoy and his pizza reviews because that was one of the things during COVID, during the pandemic. We used to send each other all of his latest pizza reviews. He had a new one drop. It was funny. You want to see what he's rating the pizza, but some of them were just hysterical, those pizza reviews.
Yeah, so the thing that makes him so funny, I believe, is the fact that he just walks outside with the pizza and people that just walk by get into his pizza reviews or crazy stuff happens around him. And that's what helps make it so funny, especially when he does it in New York, because you never know what's going to happen in New York.
One sec, I'm sweating like fucking crazy.
If it's any consolation, I sit in my underwear in my voiceover booth and I drip sweat the whole time.
My face is drenched in sweat right now.
Yeah, I'm in the same exact boat. Unfortunately, there's no way to ventilate the area without making noise. So I deal with it every time. I'm literally sitting in my underwear and there's sweat just dripping down my chest.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. I have a sweater hanging over my head, so my face is drenched in sweat is what's happening.
Yeah. No, you're sounding better, and there's been less echo. It's actually definitely great.
Okay, good.
Zach, let's get on the next hot take, though, that I like to talk about because this can be a very polarizing subject. Fork and knife with pizza.
Oh my God, the worst. Stop it. I will say there is an occasional reason for fork and knife. If you're getting a really sloppy piece of pizza or a Detroit style pizza or something that's just falling apart in your hands, then maybe it makes sense because you're contending now with all this grease and sauce and whatever.
In general, I say no fork and knife with pizza because that's just ridiculous. But you bring up a really good point. If you're doing if you're doing Detroit style or Chicago deep dish, there are times where, and I've had it myself, you just can't pick it up. It's just falling apart. There's no way to actually do it with your hands.
Yeah, if it's falling apart, a fork and knife makes sense. I also understand people and hand hygiene, especially after COVID, for people who don't really want to get their hands dirty or oily or greasy because then you have to touch your phone or your money or whatever. So there's a simple trick. You just use a napkin. Just take a napkin and pick it up and fold it and eat it like that. This way you're not getting the cheese and the sauce and the grease all over your hands. I have a thing against people who touch really greasy greasy and filthy food and simply wipe it with a napkin and don't even wash your hands. I don't get that because all that stuff is still on your hands and you touch everything. So, there's a time and place for fork and knife. Sometimes you can use a napkin, especially if the pizza's really messy. But yeah, there's a time and place for it.
What I like to say is that when it comes to pizza, there's no wrong way to eat it. But if you're doing a fork and knife, it's just not the New York way, And
definitely not the New York way. No.
New York style pizza, you fold it, you get in there, you let it be greasy. Sometimes that thin crust greasiness is what's so great about New York pizza in general. Sometimes it's super floppy, so you got to really fold it over twice and just get in there. And it's not exactly the best first date pizza, but at the end of the day, if you're getting pizza on a first date, no shame in that, don't get me wrong. But you know what you're getting into. So it's a judgment-free zone at that point, isn't it?
I agree. I think pizza is actually not bad for a first date idea. Depends where you're taking the person. Keep it casual.
Oh, and make sure it's a good pizza place. Don't be doing any Domino's or Pizza Hut for your first.
Don't take her for Don't take her for dollar pizza, 99-cent pizza. I know this really great place and it's cheap. It'll be great. Spend a little bit of money on the pizza. Get the good stuff, not the super great fancy stuff. Not high end. So that's just high end because of a name. Get some good stuff.
Zach, you want to hear a really good story, actually? So
yes,
I just thought of this regarding pizza. So speaking of love for pizza, everyone's excited. How great is pizza? And then New York in general, right? The place with all the slice places, all the best pizza. So late night, I was hanging out with my sister and some friends in New York City. We went out. We had a really great night. Of course, we were all pretty lit up. We got to get some pizza at the end of the night. It was really cold out. It was winter. It was very close to Christmas. I think it was very late November or early December. We get in the pizza place. And for some reason, I'm not even sure why. I don't exactly remember. I started singing a Christmas carol. Or maybe they had some Christmas decorations, or we were all just laughing as friends, and I just started singing something. I don't remember what I started with. And there's a long line of people in this pizza place, probably 30 people in line. So we're walking in, we're waiting in line. I started singing, just low to myself. Some people started singing along with me. And then all of a sudden it became this huge sing-along. We're all singing Christmas carols in this pizza place. Everyone clapped after the first one. It was crazy. And then someone shouted out, "White Christmas!" They wanted to hear another song. Yeah. And I was like, all right, why not? Then I led everybody in White Christmas. And literally we did probably 4 or 5 songs. People were coming in off the street videotaping. They're like, what is going on in this pizza place? It's a whole Christmas sing-along. And you know me, I love to sing. So I was totally embracing it. Plus I love pizza. I'm have my 2 favorite things I love. My sister, I love. And she's so funny. She's always a great time. You've hung out with her. Super fun. And so it became this exciting environment. Everyone's loving it. We sang probably 4 or 5, 6 maybe Christmas songs. It was this huge celebration. The pizza place was loving it, even though it was kind of loud. It was hard for them to take orders, but they didn't care. They're just taking orders. People at the tables that were finishing up their pizza hung out longer just to sing Christmas carols. Dude, it was hysterical. It was such a New York moment. You know what I mean?
I think that's an awesome story. I just want to counter it with a little joke.
And still to this day, dude, there were so many video cameras out. There's got to be somewhere on YouTube. There has to be a pizza sing-along. I've never been able to find it. I have tried, but it's got to be out there somewhere.
Somebody go on Google or YouTube and type in White Pizza Christmas, because that's definitely an awesome story. You basically created a live Christmas karaoke on the street with a giant group of people. Now, I also am white, for those who have Googled me, but I'm just going to say it sounds like a very white people thing, what took place there. Just a simple observation. Just, no harm, no foul. Everyone loves Christmas. I love Christmas. I'm a Jew. So just putting that out there, but good stuff. And I hope you ate the pizza after singing.
I will say, though, it definitely wasn't only white people. It was a myriad of different ethnicities in this pizza place, and everyone was enjoying it. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Well, it's New York City. It's the melting pot. You have all walks of life in New York City. I think that's one of the reasons why New Yorkers tend to be a little smarter than some other places that don't have as much diversity. But maybe that's a topic for another.
Oh, snap. Hot take.
New York. Hot take. Don't cancel me now. Uh-oh, I might get canceled for saying New York people are smart. Oops. Sorry, everybody.
Controversial.
I just tried to get us. No press is bad press, Joe. No press is bad press. That's all.
Zach's trying to be controversial. He's throwing in hot takes. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
They call me Zach Hot Take Abramowitz. Watch out. Here I come.
Zach, I think this might be a good opportunity to talk about some of our favorite pizza places.
Yeah, I would agree. We have to drop some knowledge on that for sure.
So one that I want to bring up right away, because it is such an incredible place, and Zach and I both have a huge love for it, is East Village Pizza. Unbelievable place. Shout out to my main man, Frank, over at East Village.
Guys, if you haven't had East Village Pizza down in New York City, you got to go. It's First Avenue and East 9th Street. It is some of the best pizza in existence because Frank loves making pizza. So he's doing quality ingredients. He's got a huge social media following because people love him. He's a super nice guy, and he really makes some excellent pizza. I took
And
Joe
he
down
makes
there.
his pizza with love. That's why it tastes so darn good. And
'Cause
he
it
has a
tastes with
really
love.
cool backstory. He actually worked at the pizza place, quit, and then came back and bought the spot. How cool is that?
Didn't he quit and he went to Domino's for a while until he had enough money to buy the place?
I don't remember exactly how he got the
I don't
money
forget
or
the-
what the
I don't
story
forget
was
the-
in between, but you know what that means. We're going to have Frank on at some point, tell his story.
We need to have Frank on as a guest to talk about his background for sure.
I love it. But yeah, East Village Pizza, some of the best pizza in New York City. Shout out to Frank. Tell him Joe and Zach sent you and enjoy. It's incredible. Oh, Zach, we got to talk about Frank's double stack pizza and his cheesy garlic knots.
Yes, 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 yes to all of that.
So Zach and I have had this. Frank invented the double stacked pizza. It's exactly what you think. It's literally two pizzas, two entire large pizzas stacked on top of each other. It's unbelievable.
I feel
It's
like
incredible.
I feel like a fat kid just listening to you say that. It sounds like a fat kid's dream. I was
Well,
a
the
fat
thing
kid. For the
is,
record.
I'm actually
I was.
drooling all over myself right now because I'm so excited about talking about it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I highly recommend a double stack pizza. The cheesy garlic knots, unreal. But Frank's favorite and my favorite there is also the margarita pizza. It's so
Ooh.
damn good. And also the Sicilian pepperoni. You got to get the Sicilian pep. I mean, it is some good stuff, man. And especially on the weekends, he's open 4 or 5 a.m. His guys are amazing. His crew rocks. It's consistent. It's always tasty. There's never a lapse in the production of his pizza. I mean, it's always the same. It's always good. Yeah.
Now, Zach, we both have lived in New York a long time. I'd say anyone that's lived in New York City for over 10 years, which we both have, is a true New Yorker. We are the authorities on pizza. I'm going to have to say what my absolute favorite slice is, and it's Joe's Pizza. Now, it's not just because it's got the name of me. I understand people are going to think that, but it's a very traditional New York slice. I love the taste. I love the ingredients. Joe's Pizza is my favorite slice. Go check it out. There's a bunch of them now, but the original is down in the West Village. Unbelievable slice. They've expanded. There's actually one in Boston now, probably a couple other places, but I love it. That's my absolute favorite. But I have probably 6 or 7 others that are just as good in New York City that are absolutely phenomenal that I can recommend as well. How about you, Zach? What's your fave?
My favorite pizza in the city. It's hard. I actually want to talk about some of the pizza in Astoria, which is not that far out from Manhattan. I'm 20 minutes from the city. And there's some incredible pizza in Astoria. It's hard to keep going into Manhattan just for pizza because Astoria's got a bunch of places like Napoli's is really good. Slice is really good. Also, Retro Pizza Cafe makes a mean pizza, consistent every time. They had a rough story because they actually had a fire. They burned down. They came back months later. Same thing happened to Napoli's actually as well. But it was time for Napoli's to kind of refresh the place, and they did that, and their business is doing really well because they also make really excellent food, like
That's
Italian
great.
dishes.
I love those
So-
stories when they can reinvent themselves or they can come back and be stronger than ever. One little
Yeah.
spot I'll mention for people, just because it's super close to Penn Station and Madison Square Garden, so it helps a lot of people since a lot of people travel near there. New York Pizza Suprema. It's just south of Penn Station and Madison Square Garden. Really
I've heard
good.
about this place. I've heard
Yeah.
about it. I
New
haven't
York
been.
Pizza
It's on.
Supreme.
I got to go check it out. I've heard it's
It's really
good.
tasty. Really
Yeah.
tasty. We're both salivating. I'm going to have to go get some pizza now. We should probably wrap it up here in a second. We'll come back. Don't worry, folks. We'll come back another time with more bonus episodes, more pizza talk. Anything you want to leave the listeners with? I mean, obviously, always encourage responsible pizza eating.
We definitely encourage responsible pizza eating. We don't want to binge. It's okay if you've done it. We don't blame you. It happens. People make mistakes. It's okay. If you have a pizza problem, please call 1-800 I'm sorry about the pizza right now and get the help that you need. But yes, I would also agree pizza is just a celebration of life. Just enjoy it, share the love, have a good time. Don't be ashamed. It's okay if you love pizza. Pizza loves you too.
Exactly. Pizza loves you right back. 1-800 Joe and Zach podcast. You call up, you tell us you have a pizza problem. We say, shut the fuck up. Eat pizza.
We'll get the pizza cops for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get the pizza cops. If you have a problem with pizza, we'll get the pizza cops. I don't even know. What other pizza cops, Zach? What are we talking about here?
We might play them in a movie someday. It's going to be called Pizza Cops. starring Joe Cummings and Zach Abramowitz, and we go around the world saving people when their pizza problems or something like that. I'm going to write the script. I'll let you know by next episode.
I like it. It sounds like a bro comedy of some sort.
It's a buddy cop comedy, but it's about pizza cops. It's a brilliant idea.
Cop comedy. These cops have a love for pizza, not donuts, not coffee, just pizza. They're friends with the Ninja Turtles.
Most likely, there's a Ninja Turtle collab coming down the line, but I also think it's something like, sir, I need you to put that pepperoni down right now.
We bust into the subway because we're disgusted that somebody's eating pizza on the subway car, and everyone's like, what the heck? And we're like, no, not right now.
Yeah, we stop people from doing messed up things like eating food on subway trains. Please stop doing that. But definitely we're at Pizza Police. Ma'am, drop the slice. Put that slice down. It seems every scene that I have in mind for this Pizza Cop movie
sir,
is
I'm
just yelling at people.
Slice down.
It's my brilliant idea is just to yell at somebody to put the pizza down. So
put that slice down.
Yeah, so we can definitely do that, but it can't just have a 90-minute movie with all those scenes. So we're going to go to the drawing board. We'll come back. It's going to be a trilogy. There's going to be a video game spinoff. Joe and I will do the voices for it. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. Yes, all sponsored by the Joe and Zach podcast.
We'll figure it out. Or wait, no.
Hey. Kid show.
Late night.
Kid show. After dark. After dark, okay? We don't do that here.
All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, everybody, tune in every week for the Joe and Zach podcast. We got more fun stuff coming at you. Don't forget, we have part 2 of the beginnings of Joe and Zach, how we met and what's been going on. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Good stuff, bro.